Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back, and I must confess, yes, I was the Lindbergh baby. Okay, no, I'm
It's
not
some sort of torture device. It looks like my Aunt Votre Mère.
not that old and not that dead, but still. Had some of you going for a little while. Fairly confident in my ability to fool people who don't know what the Lindbergh baby was. So that should be at least 15-20% of you.
Hello there.
Well, hello there, dearie. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You can talk.
Why are you surprised?
Don't be
You said
frightened,
hello.
my dears. I won't harm you.
If you can say hello, you can
Who
probably
are
talk
you?
to it.
My
Wouldn't
name's
talk to the bear
Barbara,
rug, for example.
although my friends call me Barb. Get it, Barb?
Yeah, I think we get it. Bob, as in a sharp metal device that slowly and painfully rends flesh as it gets pushed into some poor bastard's body? That's downright hilarious.
Yes.
Well, maybe that guy doesn't find it so funny.
Oh, just ignore him. I mean that.
Ugh. Yeah, she's cheerful and
Aside
upbeat
from
like a
torturing
soccer
people,
mom.
what do you do down here?
Or a PTA member.
I'm actually the torture chamber stenographer. It's my job to record what's being said down here when Shroudy or the Baroness are, in a serious discussion with her, guests.
Discussions, yes.
What kind of stuff have you heard? Could you tell us?
Oh, sure. I don't think that would harm anything. I like to think of myself as an open book. And speaking of books, that's what the Baroness would usually be asking about. Shroudy, on the other hand, he usually didn't ask anything at all.
Sadistic son of a fishmonger?
Why? Was Shroudy too shy?
No, stupid. He was
No,
torturing
too
for torture's
sadistic. The one fellow over there without his head, Shroudy really went after. That's right around the time when the Baroness disappeared. Curious thing about that guest.
What?
He didn't bleed at all. Shroudy took one whack at his head and it fell on the floor and shattered like a Ming vase. Very, very odd. Even for around here.
Well, we've kind of already established he was a golem.
Book? What book?
Oh, yes. The Book of Shrouds was always the topic of discussion for the Baroness. It was mostly various priests, scholars, magicians, historians, and, oh, holy men that the Baroness would bring down here. She was definitely trying to extract knowledge from them about that book.
That is not how you spell shrouds, and it's starting to piss me off every time I saw Shroudy's
When was
name.
the
it
last
makes me
time you
flinch.
saw the Baroness?
She was torturing that headless man over there several years ago. After she got the information she wanted, she left the castle in a hurry and never returned.
Do you have this session memorized right before the Baroness left?
Yes, let me see. I believe I have it here. It's been a few years. Oh. Here I go. Man from Cabal. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It hurts so much. Ah, I can't take it. Ah.
I imagine most of the
Do you
logs
think
are
you
like
could
that.
skip ahead a little bit to where he was actually talking?
Yes, of course. Man from Cabal. Yes, I have the tome you're looking for. It will give you all the secrets to unlocking the book. Baroness, tell me where it is or I'm going to shut this hot poker.
Oh my! Could we please, skip ahead a little bit more?
Oh, certainly. Man from Cabal. The tome is in my camp, buried at the base of a large oak tree near the Vargo Pass crossroads. Baroness, you'd better not be lying to me or when I return you will feel pain as you have never felt it before. Huh. After that, the Baroness disappeared. A few days later, Shroudy came downstairs screaming about a trap. He took an axe and tried to chop the poor fellow's head off. But when the head rolled off, there was no blood. It wasn't a man at all. It was some kind of talking clay statue or some such.
I think it's called a clay golem.
How do you know about that?
Used to play a lot of Dungeons and Doors. The clay golems dropped a lot of loot and were pretty aggro.
Clay golems are
I should have
mindless.
known. Bob, please go on.
We do not
Apparently,
collect
somebody
loot.
was laying a trap for the Baroness. And it must have worked, for she never returned.
What did Shroudy do after that?
I believe he searched frantically for months, but he didn't find a single trace of her at Vargo Pass or anywhere else in Draxylvania. Poor little monster. He lost his mommy so young. He was devoted to her, you know. He got lonely and left on holiday soon after that. He came back occasionally with a new female companion, but he seemed to grow tired of each one after a time. Then off he would go again.
Hey, Mona, that may explain why you're here.
Yes, from what I've seen, he likes you best of them so far. Maybe it's because you look so much like her.
Like whom?
His mother, the Baroness, of course.
I'm gonna throw in another But yeah, clay golems are mindless servants. They don't really collect
What
loot.
was this cabal you mentioned?
I don't know, but I do recall they all seemed to wear a belt that had a gold circle with a star in the middle, and an eye in the middle of the star. The Baroness seemed to really, give them special attention.
You know, for someone whose job it is to torture, you seem to rely heavily on
Being an
euphemisms.
Iron Maiden pay.
Pay? Oh, no. I have to do this. I'm not sure why. Torturing people does seem horrible and just downright unfriendly and all, but we all have to follow the paths our creators have laid down for us. My path in this life is to slowly squeeze the life out of people and record their thoughts on the matter. Simple, true, but still rewarding.
Not sure I'd trust anybody who had to dance around whatever.
Settle down, or Mama isn't going to be happy.
Whoever, someone who had to dance around what they do. Like, you know, I do legal
Who is
things
he?
for people.
Guess you speak of?
The Baroness would search all over the world for priests and scholars, or even wizards and witches, and invite them to stay at the castle, all expenses paid.
Let me guess. She slipped them a Mickey, and instead of the spa, they ended up down here.
Right. Then she would ask me to take down everything I heard for future reference. When she was done, some went into the pit, and a few she took somewhere else. Maybe another dungeon somewhere. I don't know. As you can imagine, I don't get around much.
How come we have never had the pleasure of talking before?
Well, the Baroness and later Shroudy always told me never to talk to strangers or any guests. But now that they're both gone, I just feel free to talk to you for some reason.
Loyalty.
How are you able to talk?
Oh, for the longest time I was scrap metal from a wrecked ship, the SS Woebegone, out of Lake Superior. Then I was sold to Acme Toys, Tools, and Torture Devices in Port Varda. There I was forged and cast and shipped here. Then one Christmas Eve, the Baroness made a wish upon a bright star that I would come to life. And what do you know? A magical fairy came down and granted her wish, and that is how I came to life.
Evil fairy,
Are you
maybe.
sure that's the way it happened?
Pretty sure.
Yep, looks like I've exhausted talking to Barb.
I better be going. It's been very nice talking with you.
You too. Shh, hush. Bye-bye.
Man, she is really keeping that poor guy inside her down. I mean, it's bad enough that she's, you know, killing him slowly and agonizingly. She doesn't have to repress him as well. Hold on. I accidentally chose the wrong button, so I decided to cut to the next bit instead of showing her walking all the way through the torture chamber and around the corner through the next door.
I bet I could provoke the gargoyle that has the key by smashing them all with that mace.
Hey, that's not half bad. And it will be extremely fun. Let's do it.
Time key. As I mentioned this, she has to poof from one place to another to go collect the thing you've already said, hey, go get I want this thing. So what it does is it adds the loading times. Whoop! And now it's in the moat monster. I was about to say now it's in the moat, but now it's in the moat monster. Alright, looks like we conked him after all.
Yeesh. Looks like our favorite lake monster has a serious case of acid reflux disease.
Whatever that is, it sounds painful.
Inky needs to stop eating so much Italian.
Oh, like lasagna or pizza?
No, Italians. Like the boat full of Venetian tourists that he sank yesterday.
Why are there tourists on the moat? Well, I guess looking at it, it's not a moat so much as a actual river that goes around the castle.
Please, I feel as though we started off on the wrong foot. Or in your case, perhaps the wrong claw.
Yeah, that's how you make new friends. Make disparaging comments about their bodies. Works every time.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mona de Lafitte.
Charmed, I'm sure. I don't usually associate with common folk such as yourself. As you appear to be a lady, I would consider kissing your hand, but based on the smell of you, I must conclude that you are clearly a member of the unwashed masses.
Number one, screw you. Number two, her waist is freaking me the hell
You
out.
certainly are an unpleasant creature.
You would be unpleasant, too, if you endured what I have.
Like what? Tell me your story.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a bit on the lonely side. After my creation, I was allowed to reside in the library. The Baroness and I would spend hours talking, and in my free time I was given full access to the von Kiefer library. During the day, I would spend hours upon hours educating myself and feasting upon literary delicacies such as Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Milton. A most enjoyable experience, I assure you.
Okay, that explains why you're a pretentious piece of crap. Doesn't really say why you're so surly all the time. And by all the
Why
time,
are
I
you
mean
so
now,
angry?
because
Do you really want to hear my
I haven't
story?
really interacted with you
If
before.
you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a
we
bit on the
heard
lonely
this part.
side. After my creation...
Sorry about that. I made him repeat himself, because I'm not all that bright.
I'm curious. How did you end up on this bridge?
The Baroness decided she wanted to have a child.
What's that got to do with the bridge? Ugh, I don't even want to ask.
A
But I will.
child? Who was the father? You?
No. I assure you no child of mine would turn out like Shroudy. And if it did, I would have thrown him into the lake.
That would seriously impact your chances of getting one of those world's greatest dad coffee mugs.
No, truth be told, I don't know who Shroudy's father is.
So the
All
Baroness
I
was a
know
little,
is that the Baroness disappeared
waggle eyebrows,
into her
huh?
workshop. There were some strange sounds. Then the crying of a child. I can't imagine what went on down there. Your guess is as good as mine on the origin of that hellion.
pesty nuisance, more like.
The
Hellion
Baroness
kind of
of this
implies he's
castle?
Yes.
badass.
Before Shroudy ruled here, the Baroness Lilith von Kiefer was in charge.
So then you and she...
Oh, don't be absurd.
Yes, don't be absurd.
Stop right there. I don't want to know.
Oh, don't be absurd.
Good. I didn't want that image in my head.
Me neither.
You don't seem to like Shroudy.
Oh, God, no.
Nobody does.
Not at all. After he was born, my days of living quietly in the library were over. He thought I was his play toy, and pestered me constantly. Finally, one day after he attempted to dress me up in one of the Baroness's nightgowns, I yelled at him and told him to never touch me again. He ran off crying to the Baroness, and that's all it took. I've been on this bridge ever since.
If you hated Shroudy so much, why didn't you leave after the Baroness disappeared?
You of all people should know. Like you, I'm magically bound to this castle. I can't just simply fly away. As punishment for yelling at her son, I'm doomed to be stuck out in the cold, forever holding this key in my mouth.
So how about you get back at them by giving us the key? That would...
If you hate Shroudy so much, why not just give us the key?
Let me take your suggestion under advisement. I think not.
You are such a jerk!
Well then, I guess that's why I'm not going to give you the key. Because I'm just a jerk. Now run along, you two, back to your tower. Get comfortable, because without this key, there's no way you're getting through that door. Oh, did I mention the door and the key were enchanted? So, as you can see, there's no way you're getting through that door, and no way I'm giving you this key.
I hope we get to throw this guy into a rock crusher at some
Name your
point.
price for the key. Any price.
I might have something. Get rid of the Raven Edgar for me, and then we can talk about giving you the key.
No way. Edgar's cool. Why don't you like him?
He is a bird. He sits above me. I am a statue. You figure it out. Let's just say he has bad aim.
Or good aim, from my point of view.
It's disgusting. Just like you. Get rid of him and I may think about giving you the key. Till then, leave me alone so I may think my thoughts.
Oh,
well,
so that's what you snooty types call picking your nose and scratching your backside. I always wondered.
Enough! Rufus, where is this Edgar Raven you speak of?
Haven't you been listening? He sits above me in a raven roost at the top of the tower. Now please return to the great unwashed masses from whence you came.
Everything else seems to be redundant. Asking for the key again will just make him say no. Do you enjoy sitting on the bridge being the servant? He's already answered that.
I think it is night time we go.
Funny, I had that exact thought.
Seriously, he needs to end up road paving. Anyway, up there in the upper right-hand corner, you can see Edgar's roost. We could turn into a bat and fly up there, but I'm not gonna, because I don't have what I need to make use of it yet. Stained glass window.
It's a rather beautiful piece of stained glass.
Yeah, except for that huge freaking spider right in the middle of it.
That's not part of the design. It just crawled up there a few minutes ago.
Holy cripes!
Just kidding.
Some weird corner of my soul wonders if that's a reference to Seventh Guest. Probably not, but it theoretically could be. Theoretically, possibly. You know, it could be, maybe. I got that stupid song stuck in my head. No, because after I heard the version in Deadpool, and I was like, yeah, that's okay, that's pretty good, that's a good one.
I can't empty that while we are inside the castle. The smell
Alright, how
will
about I
be
empty
too
it outside? Anyway, I was like, yeah, that's a good one. But I needed to hear the original again, the old version. Although that song has been covered so many times. But anyway, I really like that, the Juice Newton version. Yes, there we go.
Inky smells really, really foul.
Yeah, probably from all the tourists rotting in his gizzard.
Disgusting. Maybe the whole perfume bottle will make him smell better.
Yeah, no, mixing most fragrances and something foul just causes them to combine into a even worse miasma. Anyway, thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have, but for now I'm going to bid you adieu. Look at that, I'm talking all French. Anyway, please like, comment, or subscribe. Well, you know, you don't have to. I'm not the boss of you, but I would really appreciate it. If something made you laugh or you liked it, just say so. Be well.